I thank God for giving me this opportunity to stand before you all today. And I apologize in advance if I make any theological or general errors during this message. Because, I didn't exactly check with my dad before this. So the topic that I've been given to speak about is the breastplate of righteousness. And I feel like giving me that topic was kind of the Holy Spirit's doing. Because most of the other armor of God, I understand the concepts and the definition. Only for this one, I never actually got around to learning what the meaning of righteousness is. So I just went to my good friend Google and I just searched up what is the meaning of righteousness. And the definition that Google gave me was a bit off. So I decided maybe I should just study a bit of this. So over the past month or so, I was just looking over some verses that talked about righteousness and what it really means to follow God and be righteous. So the definition that I've made myself for righteousness is your zeal to follow exactly what God tells you to in all aspects of your life. Righteousness is the act of being morally just and trying to do exactly what God says is right, not following what the world says is right, not according to the law of the world, but rather exactly what God says in the Word and following His Word to the very limit. The most, you could say, profound example of righteousness we can find in the Bible is Jesus Christ. Because in every aspect of His life, no matter what tribulation and challenge He faced, He followed that code of righteousness. Yes, because He died to preserve the truth and be just. No part of His life, in no instance at all, has He ever strayed from righteousness. There are many other people in the Bible who also show many aspects of righteousness. But Jesus would be the most pure and the most clearest example. Now, over the last few fasting prayer sessions, when other people have spoken about the topic of righteousness or the breastplate of righteousness, they've said so many aspects that I found it really hard to find something new to talk about. But I noticed that as they talked about the vital organs that the breastplate of righteousness protects, I want to speak a little bit about how it protects your emotions. Since the heart is used as a symbol in all of history, it's been used as a symbol to represent deep emotion. Yes? And righteousness is like a shield protecting that emotion inside you. Because sometimes even what you think or what you physically feel, that is completely overridden by the emotion that you feel. For example, if you're feeling really hurt, you might say something out of anger that you didn't really mean and you don't know how to take it back. Righteousness tells you, don't do this. Just listen, take some time to think calmly. Don't act in anger. Because if you just act in anger simply, if you just let that emotion take over you and override your sense of goodwill, then your whole life might crumble just because of that one word that you said. The breastplate of righteousness isn't just there to protect your breathing and your blood and all that life that's in you. It's also there to protect your emotion. Emotion can sometimes be the most powerful part of a human body. Even if it's not a physical thing that you can touch or feel or see. It has a huge impact in who you are and how other people view you as well. The breastplate of righteousness is it's placed in the center. Have you noticed? Of all the armor of God, it's placed near the center. The center of the human body is usually where the gravity, or the center of gravity, I guess you could say, is located. If you lose that gravity, it's like you lose your balance and you fall. This breastplate of righteousness is there so that no matter what hits you, no matter what arrows of the devil hit you in the center, it's there to protect your center of gravity and stop you from falling and help you keep your balance through everything that might happen. All the armor of God are important, definitely. But the breastplate of righteousness is kept in the center to protect your emotions, your center of gravity, and the very forces that keep you alive. Righteousness is very, very important in your life. Only by following righteousness can you also follow all the other armor of God. Righteousness has many synonyms like virtue, justice, things like that. But righteousness in itself is always, nearly always, used in a spiritual sense. And even when not used in a spiritual sense, it's used to describe someone who's blameless, completely upright, always trying to follow what the Word says is right. I hope that you learned something from this small message. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.